Ladies and gentlemen, I'm coming to you live out front of the Adelaide Harley Heaven dealership. It's Saturday morning, the sky is blue, there's no clouds, weather's perfect. Speaking of perfection, I'm standing in between perfection. There's a 65 Chevy Bel Air behind me and the all-new Breakout 117 in front of me. It's not completely all new, it's more of an update, but it was already my most favourite bike in the whole wide world, and now it's got a few extra strawberries on top of the pavlova. Look at this big chrome strip down the fuel tank with Breakout blaring you in the face. Looks so good. There's some custom mirrors on this one and hand grips. A little bit of extra chrome and tailoring that this dealership's done just to show you what could be yours if you throw a few extra dollars at them. Let's see what it's all about. I tested the 114 2 years ago on this channel and immediately I'm taken back. It's almost the same riding position. It feels fantastic. What's going on up here? This fella's all in his Sunday best on a Saturday morning. Stay right there and we're good. He does. Fantastic. Right away you can feel the power. This thing with the 117, again, it's had the pixie dust thrown at it from the dealerships, had a dyno tuned. We've got some big pipes on this thing and all the kernels, secret herbs and spices have been released. What a noise. So what is new for 2023? Let's go through a few things. This big old tank in between my knees it's bigger, so you can ride longer in between fuel stops. My main concern was that, having only seen it in pictures and magazines on the internet, is that with this chopper styling, throwing a bigger tank would upset the styling somewhat. Still tips really easy side to side. But having seen it in person today, this is the first time ever seeing it in real life. It doesn't take anything away from the styling. The big tank, you don't even notice. I didn't even notice it. I know it's there because I've read the spec sheet, but what a beast. These inner city speeds putting around, you can feel every bit of the power. 100 horsepower, completely standard with a restrictive government exhaust.
I feel good. I feel good.
And out of an air-cooled engine, that's pretty special because the power is all instantaneous. Round the corner with the big 240 rear end, it's no dramas at all, no effort. The little itty bitty digital dash, all minimalist, I still like that. That's a carryover feature, but all new is the front wheel on this thing. It's got extra spokes. My one gripe, just purely personal taste, was that the previous Breakout, it didn't really grab me, the wheel pattern style. But this with the extra spokes, the turbine look, great, absolutely great, love it.
So good, so good, so good.
And on my left we have the Parliament House where all the bad decisions are made. How can we tax them more? Let's guarantee them superannuation unless they're a casual or work overtime hours. They're thieving crooks. Alright, there's an especially bumpy bit in this road here that I'm going to ride directly over just to give the suspension a bit of a workout. A little rough, but again, I've not played with these settings whatsoever. It doesn't bother me. I would make it a little softer for my personal taste, but it's not really an issue. So if you've got the previous model Breakout sitting in your shed at home, the 107 or 114, do you race out and put that up for sale on Gumtree now and get this new one? I probably wouldn't unless you really think that the bigger fuel tank will make all the difference, make the bike much more practical for your riding style, or you really like the styling on that front wheel and the little accents on the side of the tank here. Because other than that, and the bigger motor, 117 to 100 horsepower, the power you can easily get from the other Milwaukee 8s with a few tweaks. I don't really think that's a major selling point if you're coming from the previous one. However, if you don't have a Breakout at all, you're like me, this really throws a spanner in the works, because you could save a few dollars getting a 107 114. The extra cash that it costs to get this 117 with the latest features, stylings and power, it seems worth it. If you got the old one, then you've got a decision to make, but if you don't have one, you've really got to consider this new one. It really is.
So good, so good, so good.
They've taken a great thing and made it slightly better. Pretty much from the beginning, the Breakout has been the #1 selling bike in Australia, where I'm from, and with each iteration, each version that followed, it's remained #1. So if I do sound a bit like a screaming schoolgirl on the Beatles' first world tour, I'm definitely not the only one. I'll chuck a right at these lights here and we'll head down the old party strip on a Saturday morning. Should be for some low speed and speed bump action. There's Jimi Hendrix to my left, the nicest mural in town. That's Jive nightclubs. We go over the cobblestones and a speed hump. It's all happening on the party strip. The university to my left, and the giant swimming pool's right up by the glass there on the footpath, so everyone can enjoy you swimming and splashing around in your Speedos. A little bit weird, but someone's probably into that. Even putting around, it's still an enjoyable experience being on this thing. That's probably what I'm trying to get across here. I'm at a snail's pace. Speed humps, cobblestones, doesn't matter. It's still a fun morning out. And to my right is the #1 Euros shop in the state, narrowly edging out that one on Rundle Street. I think they're a little bit better down here. And to my left is a supercar shop where most things are like 600, 800 grand a car. Might be able to see my reflection in the window there. I believe I am on the ultimate road going vehicle right now. But if you do own one of those supercars in the shop window and you just, you want to test out my theory, I'm happy to drive one just to be sure. But really, for the dollar value, the fun factor on a road going vehicle, I'm pretty well convinced this is #1. Certainly makes you feel like you're #1 when you're on it.
I feel nice. The sugar is fine.
The good old days of riding a sport bike, we met a couple of times at that BP on West Terrace just to, pose by the sport bike and be trendy. And we're heading back to the barbecue where this lovely beast will be on display. We'll head through the residential area of the CBD, make sure everyone's awake. If they're not awake, they will be after this. Freedom pipes, loud and in stereo. What a great way to wake up on this Saturday morning. Doing them a favour in reality. They're wasting this sunshine. What's this guy doing? Alright, the final turn, then it's all over Red Rover. I'll do another little walk around, soak up the glorious Breakout in one more time, and then hand back the keys and go back to being a poor person. easy enough to back it up. For the weight of them, they roll pretty good, as many of you know. We'll put the kickstand down, the Breakout 114, number one, but number one with an exclamation point. You can see there the pinstriping on the side of the tank, the skinny front tyre which helps it turn so well. And look at that profile. The chrome curve radius freedom pipe, there's nothing quite like it.